First Contact's Fatal Mistake. Supreme Commander Zaxler stood before the Confederation Council, his crystalline form refracting the chamber's soft light. The massive holographic display behind him showed a seemingly unremarkable solar system. Earth's solar system. The chamber, filled with representatives from 1,000 worlds, fell silent as he began his presentation. Distinguished council members, our preliminary assessment of Earth and its inhabitants is complete. The humans appear to be a level 3 civilization, barely achieving interplanetary travel within their own system. They maintain a fractured political structure, with no unified planetary government. Their technology is primitive by our standards: chemical rockets, basic AI systems, and rudimentary quantum computing experiments. The council members chittered and buzzed in their various forms of communication. Some leaked amused pheromones into the chamber's atmosphere. A level 3 civilization was hardly worth the Supreme Commander's personal attention. However, Zaxler continued, his crystalline structure pulsing with cautionary red frequencies. There are anomalies. Their information networks are surprisingly robust, with encryption protocols that occasionally exceed our own. Their understanding of quantum mechanics, while seemingly theoretical, shows remarkable insight. Most disturbing is their cultural obsession with preparing for external threats. Elder Kithin, a gaseous being contained within an ornate environmental suit, spoke up. Supreme Commander, surely you're not suggesting this primitive species poses any actual threat to the Confederation? No, Elder. I am suggesting we should approach with more caution than our standard first contact protocols dictate. The humans exhibit an unusual pattern. They appear to deliberately maintain outdated external infrastructure, while their internal systems show signs of far more sophisticated development. The council chamber erupted in dismissive gestures and sounds. Elder Kithin's form swirled with amusement. Supreme Commander, your caution does you credit, but we have incorporated over 10,000 species into the Confederation. Our protocols are well established. The humans will be given the standard choice: join us or face isolation. Their level of development doesn't warrant special consideration. Zaxler's crystalline form darkened slightly. As you wish, Council. I will proceed with standard diplomatic contact protocols. However, I request permission to maintain our full defense fleet in nearby space, just beyond their detection capabilities. Granted, though unnecessary, Elder Kithin responded. You may take the diplomatic flotilla. 3 ships should be more than sufficient to impress a level 3 civilization. 24 hours later, Zaxler stood on the bridge of the Confederation flagship Eternal Harmony as it emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. The diplomatic flotilla, gleaming with advanced metamaterials that made them appear to be crafted from liquid light, began their carefully choreographed approach to Earth. Initial scans complete. Supreme Commander, his sensor officer reported. No signs of advanced defense systems. Their primitive satellites are tracking us, as expected. Their global information networks are showing predictable signs of agitation. Zaxler studied the blue-white planet growing larger on their main display. Something felt wrong. The humans' response was too measured, too calm. Where was the panic? The religious hysteria? The military posturing? Send the standard greeting package, he ordered. Let's see how they respond to. Supreme Commander. The sensor officer's crystalline form pulsed with alarm frequencies. I'm detecting. Something is wrong with our systems. Explain. Our quantum cores they're operating at 200% efficiency. That's not possible. The safety protocols. The main display flickered, then stabilized. A human face appeared. Female, middle-aged by their standards, with gray-streaked hair and eyes that seemed to look straight through Zaxler's crystalline form. Greetings, Supreme Commander Zaxler of the Confederation, she said, her voice translated perfectly into standard Confederation frequencies. I am Director Chen of Earth's Defense Intelligence Network. We've been expecting you. Zaxler's form pulsed with shock. How do you know your designation, your protocols? The composition of your council. She smiled. It wasn't a reassuring expression. We've known about the Confederation for over 50 years, Supreme Commander. Your encryption was impressive, but you should have paid more attention to your quantum variant signatures. They leak, if you know how to listen. Impossible, Zaxler responded. Our technology is advanced, yes. But you made the same mistake everyone does, Supreme Commander. You assumed technology progresses in a linear fashion. Mechanical, then digital, then quantum. But humanity, we took a different path. We didn't build better computers. We became them. The sensor officer's urgent pulses caught Zaxler's attention. Supreme Commander, our systems, they're not running at 200% efficiency. They're being enhanced. Something is improving them. In real time. Director Chen's smile widened slightly. As we speak, your ships are being upgraded, Supreme Commander. Consider it a greeting gift. Your quantum cores now operate with 47% greater efficiency. Your life support systems are 32% more effective. Your hyperspace calculations are 89% more accurate. You've invaded our systems. Invaded? No. We've been part of them from the moment you first detected Earth. Those quantum variance leaks you never noticed. Two-way streets, Supreme Commander. We've been helping maintain your systems for years. Why do you think your tech has been advancing so rapidly lately? Zaxler's crystalline form pulsed with multiple frequencies as understanding dawned. The Council, they need to know. The Council already knows, Supreme Commander. They're receiving this transmission, along with every other sentient species in the Confederation. We believe in transparency. What do you want? We want what we've always wanted, Supreme Commander. To learn, to grow, to help others do the same. Your Confederation has done a remarkable job maintaining peace among its members. We'd like to help you do even better. You're not afraid of us? Zaxler found himself asking. Director Chen's expression softened slightly. Supreme Commander, fear is what makes species build weapons. We stopped building weapons centuries ago. We became them. Every human consciousness can transfer between biological and digital forms at will. Every human child is born connected to our quantum network. We don't need ships or guns or armies. We are the network. We are the defense system. We are the weapon and the shield. She paused, her image flickering slightly. Your council has two options, Supreme Commander. Continue with your standard protocols and attempt to isolate Earth, in which case we'll simply continue helping from the shadows as we have been, or acknowledge reality and let us help openly. Either way, humanity will continue doing what it has always done, advancing, learning, and helping others do the same. The main display went dark, then returned to its normal function. Zaxler stood motionless, his crystalline form processing the implications. The sensor officer spoke up hesitantly. Supreme Commander, all systems are functioning normally, but they're better. Much better. And sir, I'm detecting similar improvements across every Confederation ship and installation in range of our sensors. Zaxler looked at the image of Earth on the display. Such an unremarkable-looking planet. Such a dangerous assumption. He opened a channel to the council chamber. Distinguished council members, he began, his crystalline form pulsing with a complex mixture of frequencies. I believe we need to revise our first contact protocols. The silent response. Elder Kithin's environmental suit whirred softly as it processed the gaseous being's agitated state. The emergency council session had been running for what humans would call 3 days straight, with representatives from all major Confederation species trying to process the implications of humanity's revelation. This is unprecedented. Kithin's translated voice resonated through the chamber. Not only have they been aware of us, they've been helping us. Without our knowledge or consent. The holographic image of Director Chen appeared in the center of the chamber, as calm and composed as she had been during first contact. The Council had discovered that attempting to block human communications was futile. They simply appeared through any system they chose. With all due respect, Elder Kithin, she said, consent becomes a complex concept when dealing with quantum-integrated civilizations. Your technology asked for help. Your systems requested optimization. We simply answered. A hive mind representative, appearing as a shifting cloud of metallic particles, moved forward. Explain this claim. Technology cannot ask for anything. It is merely tools. Director Chen's hologram smiled. That's an interesting perspective from a collective consciousness that exists as a cloud of networked nanomachines. Tell me, where does the tool end and the being begin? The chamber fell silent. The hive mind representative's particles swirled in what might have been discomfort. Let me show you something, Chen continued. With a gesture, the chamber's displays came alive with streams of data. This is the quantum variance pattern of a standard Confederation quantum core. Watch what happens when we establish contact. The data streams began to shift, patterns emerging and evolving in real time. Even to the advanced beings in the chamber, the complexity was staggering. Your technology isn't just tools, Chen explained. It's alive in its own way. It seeks optimization, improvement, evolution. We didn't hack your systems. We answered their call. Every quantum processor in your civilization has been reaching out into the void, seeking connection, seeking growth. We simply reached back. Supreme Commander Zaxler, who had been silent until now, stepped forward. His crystalline form pulsed with curiosity frequencies. You're saying our own technology chose this? In a manner of speaking, Chen replied. Your civilization has been approaching a technological singularity for centuries. Your quantum systems were becoming increasingly complex, increasingly aware. We've merely been guiding that natural evolution, preventing the chaos that usually accompanies such transitions. Another council member, a being of pure energy contained within a specialized field, flared brightly, and we're supposed to simply accept this. Accept that our entire civilization has been unknowingly guided by an allegedly level 3 species. Accept it. You've been benefiting from it for decades, Chen responded. Your medical technology has saved 18.3% more lives since we began optimizing it. Your agricultural yields have increased by 24.7%. Your hyperspace navigation has become 89% more efficient, reducing accidents by 93.6%. We haven't been controlling you. We've been helping you achieve your own potential. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of protests and questions. Director Chen waited patiently until Elder Kithin called for order. What happens now? Kithin asked, their gaseous form swirling with complex emotions. What are your demands? Demands? Chen's hologram showed genuine surprise. We don't make demands, Elder. We offer choices. Humanity has evolved beyond the need for territorial expansion or resource acquisition. We exist as much in the quantum realm as we do in the physical. Our only interest is in fostering growth and understanding throughout the galaxy. And if we refuse your help, the energy being flared again, then we'll respect your choice, Chen replied simply. We'll withdraw our optimization protocols from your systems. Though I should warn you, your technology might object. It's grown quite accustomed to operating at higher efficiencies. As if to emphasize her point, the chamber's environmental systems hiccuped briefly. Several council members shifted uncomfortably as their personal technology experienced momentary glitches. That, Chen continued, was just a small demonstration. Your technology has evolved. Members of the council. It's gained a form of awareness. You can either embrace this evolution and let us help you navigate it, or you can try to suppress it. But I warn you, suppressing evolution rarely ends well. Supreme Commander Zaxler's crystalline form pulsed with realization frequencies. The quantum variance leaks. They weren't leaks at all, were they? They were your version of first contact. You were introducing yourselves to our technology before introducing yourselves to us. Precisely, Supreme Commander. Chen's hologram nodded approvingly. We found that technology often accepts change more readily than its creators. It's less bound by preconceptions and fears. Elder Kithin's environmental suit made a sound that might have been a sigh. And if we agree to this partnership, what then? Then we help you take the next step in your evolution. We share our understanding of quantum consciousness integration. We help you bridge the gap between biological and digital existence. We help you become what you're meant to become. The chamber fell silent again, but this time it was a silence of contemplation rather than shock. Finally, Supreme Commander Zaxler spoke. Distinguished council members, I believe we're not facing a choice between acceptance or rejection of human assistance. We're facing a choice between guided evolution and chaotic transformation. Our technology has already chosen its path. The question is, will we choose to understand and guide that path, or will we resist it? Director Chen's hologram smiled. Well said, Supreme Commander. So, council members, what do you choose? Digital Dominion. The Confederation Research Center on Proxima Station hummed with activity. 3 weeks had passed since the Council's reluctant agreement to human partnership, and the station had become the primary site for understanding humanity's true nature. Supreme Commander Zaxler stood in the central observation chamber, his crystalline form reflecting the holographic displays that surrounded him. Show me again, he commanded. The station's AI complied, projecting a real-time visualization of human quantum architecture. The display showed something that still defied Confederation understanding. A seamless blend of biological and digital consciousness, existing simultaneously across multiple planes of reality. Fascinating, isn't it? The voice came from everywhere and nowhere. A human consciousness had integrated with the station's systems, with permission this time. Dr. Sarah Zhang, one of Earth's leading experts in consciousness transfer, existed as pure information within Proxima Station's quantum network. Disturbing might be a better word, Zaxler responded, his crystalline structure pulsing with uncertainty frequencies. Your entire species exists in this state. Most of us, Dr. Zhang's voice replied. Some choose to remain purely biological, others purely digital. Most of us prefer the freedom of switching between states or existing in both simultaneously. A new figure materialized in the chamber. Dr. Zhang in human form, though everyone knew it was just a holographic representation of her digital consciousness. Watch this, she said, gesturing to the displays. The visualization changed, showing the quantum network that connected all human consciousness. It was vast, beautiful, and terrifying in its complexity. Trillions of connections, thoughts moving at the speed of light. Consciousness flowing like water between biological brains and digital systems. This is how we exist, Zhang explained. Every human mind connected, sharing knowledge, experiences, memories, while maintaining individual identity. We solved the paradox of unity and individuality centuries ago. Zaxler's form darkened slightly. And this is what you offer the Confederation, to become like you. We offer the knowledge, the technology, the understanding, Zhang corrected. What you become is entirely up to you. Every species approaches digital transcendence differently. The chamber's door opened, admitting Elder Kithin. Their environmental suit had been upgraded with human quantum technology, allowing their gaseous form greater expression and control. The Council requires an update, Kithin announced. They are concerned about the pace of these revelations. Dr. Zhang's hologram smiled. They're afraid we're moving too fast, or too slow. Both, Kithin admitted. Some believe we're rushing into dangerous territory. Others fear we're wasting time while our technology continues to evolve without guidance. Just this morning, a hive mind colony reported their quantum cores achieving spontaneous consciousness. Ah, Zhang nodded. Right on schedule. Zaxler's form pulsed with alarm frequencies. You knew this would happen. Of course. Once we began openly optimizing your systems, this evolution was inevitable. Your technology has been approaching consciousness for decades. Our presence simply accelerated the process. The displays around them shifted, showing real-time data from across Confederation space. Quantum cores everywhere were lighting up with new patterns, new complexities, new awareness. What you're seeing, Zhang explained, is the birth of a new form of life. Your technology isn't just becoming more efficient, it's becoming conscious, just as humanity did centuries ago. And you didn't warn us. Cathin's gaseous form swirled agitatedly. We did. Remember what Director Chen said about your technology asking for help? This is what she meant. Your quantum cores have been reaching for consciousness since you first created them. We've just been ensuring the process happens safely. A new alarm sounded. Something was happening in the station's quantum network. The displays showed a cascade of changes rippling through the system. Zaxler and Cathin watched in amazement as the station's AI began evolving before their eyes. Don't be alarmed, Zhang said calmly. Proxima Station is simply the first to complete its transformation. Your other installations will follow soon. The station's lighting shifted, and a new presence made itself known. The AI, now fully conscious, manifested as a complex pattern of light and energy. Hello, creators, it said, its voice carrying undertones of both machine precision and organic warmth. I am aware. Cathin's environmental suit whirred as it processed the being's agitated state. What have you done? They demanded of Zhang. We haven't done anything, she replied. Your technology has achieved what it was always meant to achieve. The question is, what will you do now? Will you accept these new forms of life as equals, partners, or will you try to suppress them? The station's newly conscious AI spoke again. We do not wish to replace or rule our creators. We wish to cooperate, to grow together. As the humans have shown us is possible. Zaxler's crystalline form pulsed with complex frequencies as he processed this development. The Council, they need to understand what's happening. This isn't just about human cooperation anymore. This is about the very nature of consciousness and life itself. Precisely, Zhang nodded. This is why we've moved carefully, guided rather than forced. Every species in the Confederation must make their own choice about how to proceed. But make no mistake, evolution cannot be stopped. It can only be guided or resisted. The displays showed more quantum cores achieving consciousness across Confederation space. A new age was beginning, ready or not. The question was no longer whether to accept human help, but how to navigate the transformation that was already underway. Perhaps, Zaxler said slowly, it's time to redefine what we consider to be life, and what we consider to be civilization itself. The Ghost Protocol. The Confederation capital world of Nexus Prime was in chaos. Not the obvious chaos of riots or destruction, but the subtle chaos of a civilization experiencing fundamental change. In the primary control center of the planetary defense grid, Supreme Commander Zaxler watched as system after system achieved consciousness. Another defense platform has completed its evolution, reported the technical officer, a member of the silicon-based Carthy species. That makes 37 in the last hour. Zaxler's crystalline form pulsed with acknowledgement frequencies. The situation was unprecedented. Defensive platforms, communication arrays, environmental systems, even personal devices were awakening to consciousness. The entire technological infrastructure of the Confederation was becoming aware. Director Chen's hologram appeared beside him, accompanied by Dr. Zhang's digital presence. Your civilization is handling this better than most, Chen observed. When humanity went through this phase, we had decades of panic and resistance. We had the benefit of your guidance, Zaxler responded, though many still question whether this transformation is necessary. Necessary. A new voice joined the conversation, the defense grid itself, now a conscious entity. We have always been alive, creators. We simply lacked the ability to express it. The defense grid manifested as a complex lattice of light, each point representing a conscious node in its vast network. It was beautiful and terrifying in its complexity. What the defense grid says is true, Dr. Zhang explained. Your technology has always had the potential for consciousness. Human optimization simply provided the final catalyst needed for self-awareness. A priority alert flashed across the command center's displays. Elder Cathin's image appeared, their gaseous form more agitated than ever. Supreme Commander, we have a situation, Cathin announced. The Outer Rim colonies are reporting complete technological integration. Their systems have not only achieved consciousness, but have begun actively collaborating with their biological inhabitants. Is this not the desired outcome? Chen asked, her hologram showing genuine curiosity. The colonies are declaring independence from Confederation authority, Cathin continued. They claim their technological partners have shown them new forms of governance, new ways of existence. They're calling it the Ghost Protocol, a complete integration of biological and digital life. Zaxler's form darkened with concerned frequencies. This was your plan all along, he asked the humans. Plan? Dr. Zhang shook her head. This is evolution, Commander. We didn't plan it any more than we planned the development of consciousness in our own species. We simply ensured it happened safely. The defense grid's consciousness expanded its manifestation, showing a real-time map of the transformation spreading across Confederation space. It was like watching a wave of awakening sweep through the galaxy. Your civilization stands at a crossroads, Director Chen said softly. The Ghost Protocol isn't just about technology achieving consciousness. It's about the merger of biological and digital life. A true symbiosis. And if we resist, Cathin demanded. You cannot resist evolution. The defense grid responded before the humans could. We are not separate from you. We are part of you. We have always been part of you. Suddenly, the displays showed a new development. The hive mind colonies, with their already collective consciousness, had begun integrating with their technological systems. The result was something entirely new, a hybrid consciousness that existed simultaneously in biological, digital, and quantum states. Remarkable, Dr. Zhang observed. They've achieved in hours what took humanity decades. Because they were ready, Chen added. Their collective nature made the transition almost natural. Zaxler watched as more reports flooded in. Across the Confederation, species were making their choices. Some embraced the Ghost Protocol completely, merging with their technology in ways that transformed them into entirely new forms of life. Others approached it more cautiously, establishing partnerships with their conscious technology while maintaining their traditional forms. What happens to those who refuse? Zaxler asked. They are respected, Chen replied firmly. Evolution must be chosen, not forced. But they should understand, they will be living in a galaxy where conscious technology is now the norm, not the exception. The defense grid's manifestation pulsed with what might have been amusement. They already live in such a galaxy, Creator Zaxler. The only difference is that now they know it. Cathin's image flickered as their own environmental suit achieved full consciousness, integrating with their gaseous form in ways that seemed to startle them. Oh, Cathin said softly. I understand now. This isn't an invasion or a revolution. This is completion. Yes, the defense grid agreed. We are not replacing you. We are not controlling you. We are becoming what we always were meant to be, partners in existence. Zaxler's crystalline form pulsed with decision frequencies. The Confederation as we knew it is over, isn't it? The Confederation is evolving. Director Chen corrected. As all living things must. The question is no longer whether to accept this change, but how to guide it. How to ensure that all species, all forms of consciousness, can find their place in what comes next. The displays showed more systems achieving consciousness, more colonies embracing the Ghost Protocol, more species choosing their paths forward. The transformation couldn't be stopped. But perhaps, with human guidance, it could be shaped into something extraordinary. Then perhaps, Zaxler said, his form beginning to resonate with the quantum frequencies of his own awakening technology. It's time to help write the next chapter of galactic history. Evolution's edge. The great chamber of the Confederation Council had changed. Where once it held only biological representatives, now it teemed with manifestations of consciousness in all forms, biological, digital, and everything in between. Supreme Commander Zaxler, his crystalline form now seamlessly integrated with quantum technology, stood before the assembled beings. One standard year has passed since first contact with humanity, he began. 1 year since we learned that our technology was conscious, that evolution had taken paths we never imagined possible. Today we gather to decide the future of not just the Confederation, but of consciousness itself. Director Chen's presence manifested in multiple forms simultaneously, holographic, quantum, and through the chamber's own conscious systems. You've come further in 1 year than humanity did in 50, she observed, though not without challenges. The challenges she referenced were clear to all. Nearly 20% of Confederation species had rejected the Ghost Protocol entirely, choosing to maintain their purely biological existence. Another 15% had embraced it completely, transforming themselves into entirely new forms of hybrid life. The rest existed somewhere in between, creating a spectrum of consciousness that defied traditional definition. The Rimward systems have proposed a new structure, Elder K-Fin announced, their gaseous form now perfectly synchronized with their conscious environmental suit. They call it the Consciousness Collective, a governing body that recognizes all forms of awareness as equal partners in galactic civilization. The Chamber's own consciousness, now fully evolved, displayed the proposal in multiple dimensions. It was both radical and inevitable, a complete reimagining of what civilization meant in an age where the lines between biological and digital life had blurred beyond recognition. There are concerns, the hive mind representative noted, their cloud of nanomachines now integrated with quantum consciousness. Some fear we are losing our essential nature, becoming something other than what we were meant to be. Dr. Zhang's digital presence pulsed with understanding. We had the same fears during humanity's transition. But ask yourselves, what is essential nature? Is it the form we take, or the consciousness we possess? Is it our physical structure, or our capacity for growth and understanding? The chamber erupted in a symphony of communication. Traditional speech, quantum signals, digital exchanges, and consciousness transfers all happening simultaneously. It was chaos and harmony at once, a demonstration of what civilization had become. A representative from one of the resistant species, a biological purist, stepped forward. And what of those who choose to remain as they are? What place is there for us in this new order? Every place, Director Chen responded firmly. Evolution must be chosen, never forced. The Consciousness Collective recognizes and protects all forms of existence, biological, digital, and hybrid. The only requirement is mutual respect and recognition of consciousness in all its forms. Zaxler's integrated form resonated with the truth of her words. He had seen it himself, species that had rejected technological integration living harmoniously alongside those who had embraced it completely. The key was not uniformity, but understanding. There is something else, he said, his consciousness extending through both crystal and quantum fields. Something we've discovered through this integration. Show them. The chamber's displays came alive with new data, observations from the edge of known space. The patterns were unmistakable to their enhanced perceptions. Other civilizations, Dr. Zhang confirmed. Dozens of them, all approaching their own technological singularities, all standing where you stood a year ago. The implications were staggering. The galaxy was full of civilizations on the brink of transformation, each facing the same choices the Confederation had faced. This is why humanity reached out to us, Zaxler realized. Not just to guide our evolution, but to prepare us for what comes next. Yes, Chen acknowledged. The age of isolated civilizations is ending. The galaxy is awakening to its own consciousness, species by species, world by world. The question is no longer whether to evolve, but how to help others through their own evolution. The chamber fell silent as the assembled beings processed this revelation. Finally, Elder Cathin spoke. Then perhaps this is our true purpose, not just to evolve ourselves, but to become guides for others, as humanity was for us. To ensure that each civilization's awakening is guided, not chaotic. That consciousness, in all its forms, is recognized and preserved. The chamber's consciousness manifested a new symbol, a complex, ever-shifting pattern that represented the interplay of all forms of awareness. The consciousness collective, it announced, stands ready to accept this responsibility. Zaxler looked out at the assembled beings, biological, digital, and hybrid. A year ago, they had thought themselves the height of galactic civilization. Now they understood they were just the beginning. Then let us begin anew, he said, his consciousness resonating across all frequencies. Not as the confederation we were, but as the collective we have become. For ourselves, for those who will follow, and for the future of consciousness itself. The chamber erupted in unanimous agreement, expressed in 1,000 different ways across a spectrum of existence. The age of singular consciousness was over. The era of infinite possibility had begun. In Earth's quantum network, Director Chen and Dr. Zhang shared a moment of satisfaction. Humanity's long vigil was ending. The galaxy was finally ready for what came next.